What is going on, guys? Joey here. I am here with the new 60 kg champion and young Jeremy. Jeremy is coach that works for FLEXX, and he was basically handling most of Ken, pretty much all of it. Big Body was there as well. Haley was there as well to kind of help out, but there are other lifters, so Ken was assigned with Jeremy, and they did a really good job. They ended up, handling business and bringing it home. So really proud of the boys. Say what's up, fellas.
What's up?
What's up?
There we go. Ken with the HD mic. So yeah, we're just gonna kind of go through the lifts. Ken, coming into this meet, where would you say your confidence level was at?
Uh, honestly, I just put no expectations because like I knew my QT put us like projected first, but I didn't want to have that stress riding with me the whole time. So I was just like, dude, this is just another gym day, bro.
Yeah, I think depending on the person, some people can get like overly hyped and it kind of messes with them, and some people, they need that and they really benefit from like somebody else believing in them. um of course, the goals that we had set out, and just so you guys know, I've been working with Ken for like 5 years about.
Yeah,
And
I think so.
yeah, so when you've been working with someone that long, you're gonna have like so much confidence in everything that you're doing that you're not wasting a lot of mental energy on like little things that like if you just got with the coach or you're a beginner that you're going to be worrying about, right? You're going to be confident in your form, confident with your meet day execution, confident with your weight cut if you're doing a weight cut, confident with attempt selection, confident in your technique, and all of those things are going to add up and allow you to, you know, um allow you to just perform. You know what I mean? And I think we could see that here. You're not nervous. You're bouncing around. You're in a good mood. You're happy. You're messing with the camera. You know what I mean? And these are
Yeah,
all
dude.
good signs. Those are all signs of like, this is how you kind of want to be on meet day. So it was really cool to see that. Jeremy, how were you feeling during this session? Were you pretty confident with the plan going in, or were you like, all right, like, let's see what we're gonna get. Let's not gonna get ahead of myself.
Yeah, I mean, I was pretty confident. I already knew like going in, Ken's a pretty good executor, and I knew just based on like his training lifts, like he should be the strongest on the day, or at least like one of the strongest on the day.
Hmm.
I think one of my potential concerns was just doing some scouting ahead of time of who Ken was going to be competing against. A lot of the lifters, they kind of just like were very under the radar and like not posting lifts, so it's really hard to just gauge like, okay, what's the top end going to be looking like for some more competition, and like
Hmm.
what could they potentially hit that's really going to threaten us, especially going into deadlifts.
Yeah. So Ken, obviously, opener squat here. Uh, how did you feel with this? And yeah, just kind of let us know, how did your opener feel? Did you have to cut any weight as well?
Yeah, it's pretty much just like a 5 pound cut. Um, and then going into squats, like warming up, I was like, or like taking warm ups when I got to I think 407. I was like, dang, bro, this is kind of heavy. I just want my opener. Then we'll be fine after
Hmm.
that.
I mean, it flew, so you probably were feeling good. And then you guys jumped 12, which for Ken's size, I think that's like a good jump. That means like you're on point for the day. Um, and then this this scaling would just be bigger or less depending on the size of the lifter. But 12 means you're looking good for the day. So jump to 207.5. I believe that's like 458, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, sir.
They give you a little bit of a wait before you got the start, but it was really easy. Really, really, really easy. I mean, at this point, you're making Jeremy's life super easy. So I see you guys jump 7 keys. Honestly, that's a very solid, safe jump, and as you can see, Ken is like super energetic, bouncing around. And everybody has like their little like quirks, right? Their little things that they do that can help, get them in the mode to train or to lift or whatever.
Yeah,
And
quirks make you a hero.
yes, exactly. So like for me, I'm kind of like this way it could kill me. So I'm internally I'm talking to myself. I'm like, you can do this. You've done this in training. There's nothing to worry about. But I'm actually very like, oh shit, and I'm not like super amped up like that cuz I don't want to like screw up. Now, there might have been a little bit of misgroove action there, because like I said, we'll go back to the second really quick. The second, a little trick when you're looking at RPE, you want to look at the slowest point. It's like very, very subtle. It's extremely subtle, but when you come up, it's like right there. So 7 kilos. I mean, by the looks of it, if you jump 12 again, you probably die, right? But you jump the 7, accounted for any little weird things that can come up. You hit the 215, no problem at all. What were you guys thinking? We'll go Jeremy first. How are you feeling after like that third squat? Were you like, oh shit, I hope he gets it, or were you like, I knew 100% he was gonna get it?
Yeah, so I mean, going into the third squat, I was very confident with the jump. We obviously just took the plan third, knowing he'd hit that in training before,
Hmm.
and just given how the second attempt moved, I thought it was pretty safe. I think it moved a little bit not as great as Ken would have liked it.
The
Just
third?
given we saw that little like yeah,
Yeah,
just
yeah.
given that little like misgroove, we kind of like got past the sticking point, but we got caught off guard a little bit. But he's a gamer; he was able to recover. So very very happy we got that.
Yeah, squat literally like sets you up for the rest of the day. So the fact that you guys were able to lock that in, it it basically just kind of makes sure that the rest of the plan can happen. Ken, how did you feel sort of approaching that weight? Were you confident? Did you have no doubt, or were you sort of like a little bit nervous? And then after, how did you feel after you completed the lift?
Oh, dude, I feel like this one had the second most thoughts for personally. So I mean, like for all of my attempts, or for most of my thirds, I was pretty much listening to All Might and Midoriya talking to some hard style. So
Hmm.
I mean, I felt pretty confident listening to that, like going into it. It also helped that I hit it like 1 week or 2 weeks out. So I was like, okay, bro, like
Yeah.
there is no reason you fail this. You literally already took this.
Wait, hold on. I might
Mhm.
actually have that here. Hold on. Let me see. Let me see if I have the. I know I have it somewhere. Coming in. One of these. Oh, is it this one? Is this
Yeah.
it?
Yeah, that's it.
So what's cool about this, right, is this is in training, so there is going to be some fatigue. Um, I think this is actually. Oh no, wait, yeah, this is 215. There's going to be some fatigue, but on meet day you have to cut weight, right? So like, kind of, it looks like the weight cut. The peak was more important than the weight cut. Like the weight cut didn't mess you up, because this did move much better than um, how it did in training. Was there any, which is just a testament to the weight cut method, the peak of the training and all of those things. But again, we've done this a million times together, so we already like. It's like I don't even have to really think that much. I just make sure everything's where it needs to be, and you just peak them, and everything's good to go. Plus, I have a billion years of history on you, so I have like 1,000 different peaks that I could refer to, um, for whatever reason. And I didn't do that for this one because I didn't have to. But if you were competing on, would you compete on like a Thursday? That's fine. But if you were competing on like a Tuesday or like a Monday or something a little bit weird, maybe a Wednesday, then I would kind of like take the average of all the um okay, on average I give Ken this many days off, and I from his last, hard week, and da 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 da, and I'll come up with a taper that is like the best given the variable of the day that you're competing or travel or whatever, right? So, I mean, it worked out, and this is the benefit of, if you're with your coach for a long time, they're just gonna learn you better and better and better and better, and you're just gonna you're gonna like imagine you're cleaning your room, right? And you clean your room and like maybe you like do a pretty good job the first time, but there's like a couple areas that you missed. And then you kind of like, tidy up and you keep your room decently clean, and then you clean it again, and now it's like way less work than the first time because you've already done so much and you didn't let it get that messy. It's kind of like that with training. You do so much improvements and you do all these things in the beginning that the later you go in your career, it just becomes, it just gets like you just refine it a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more, and then you get something that's so precise and it's just perfect. Um, and that's something that like I don't get to talk about that often because I mean I have a lot of people that have been with me for a good amount of time, but not that many people that have been with me, for 5 years, right? Russ is like 7 years, and then before that it was like Mikey and like a couple others, but like you're literally one of the OGs, which is like super dope. So yeah, it pays to. I suppose you could say you're rewarded for your loyalty, right? Because you're just creating that relationship, that cohesive relationship. And Ken has never. I can't even remember one time when Ken like questioned really anything that I had him do. He just is like such a believer. He's a gamer. He just does what he's told, and we both want the same things, and he was able to achieve that. So it was just very rewarding for me to see that as well as I'm sure it was for you guys. All right, let me find the benches now. Okay, say what you're gonna say, cause I'm gonna go ahead, Ken, for the
Yeah,
third
so for
squat.
that, yeah, for that third squat, dude, like I felt like strength wise, I could have went up, but there's just like the huge misgroove, and I feel like we've encountered that like many times at nationals on third attempts. Um,
I
like
actually remember
when
that last year. I actually remember that last year.
Yeah, dude, like
Yeah.
when I hit the hole starting to come up, like I felt my heels coming up and I was like, dude, I am just on my tippy toes right now. So I just like extended my neck as much as I could, just like rebalance and then because I was like, dude, I am not losing this, not another year.
Yeah, I think what can help as well is, I mean, I could just give you infinite high bar because imagine like, let's say you get really good from that position, right? I mean, it's just gonna make that situation better. You're already pretty wide with your squat, so there's no point in like making you go even wider. Um, all right, so let me ask Jeremy. Jeremy, coming into bench, how was your guys' like warm up timings? Was everything good to go? I know it was prime time, so there's probably like minimal people in the back. Um, did you have everything that you need? Would you say warm ups were paced accordingly so that he could be ready on time for the platform? And what were your overall thoughts sort of coming into the opener?
Yeah, bench warmups were going really smooth actually. I know Ken had his little like meditation he likes to do prior to warming up, and I think
Hmm.
that just really helps him get into the zone. So of course we timed that right. Started warming up on bench. I think Ken found everything to be really good. He was liking how the pad felt. The warm ups felt really fast for him, and I know he noted that he would prefer his last warm up to be just a little bit closer to his opener in terms of timing.
Hmm.
Um, and like so, we did that, and I think it worked really well for us. Warm up moved, or the first attempt moved really good. But yeah, no issues at all, honestly.
Ken, how did you feel coming into bench?
Pressing wise, I felt like a demon, bro. Like it felt pretty easy, but um when we actually got to the platform, I had like hints of quad cramping. So I was just texting Steven fam and I was like, "Hey bro, what do you
Cramping
want
a
me to
little
do?"
bit, yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, for first and seconds, like I just it felt like I was mainly just like Larson pressing it because I didn't want to cramp my legs and then die.
Hmm.
So yeah, that was probably the only thing I really was bummed about was like that hint of cramping, and I just didn't want to like full send the leg drive.
I mean, it looked great. It moved really well. The, I mean, everything about it was the sign of somebody who had practiced their bench for years and refined it. So you guys jumped 7, which is a good jump again. I think when I jump even 7 sometimes. So that's a really solid jump. To 137.5, which is how much in pounds?
Like 303, I think.
Let's take a look. 300 pounds, weighing 60 keys. That's pretty good. I believe you guys go up 2 after that. Was it all whites? Yeah, it
Yeah.
was all whites. Yep. So again, once you hit that third squat, that's a big percentage of your total. You could carry that momentum into bench. You hit the 137.5, no problem. There was a little bit of like stickiness, so I think the 2.5 jump is solid. Now, was there anything, Ken, from your second to your third that you told yourself that you need to focus on to help you with execution? Or, I mean, that was better. That was literally better.
No, yeah, like
Yeah.
for the third one, I was like, okay, we got first and seconds. If we're going up like 2.5, like that is fine. So I just told myself, all right, like if you're gonna cramp, you cramp, but like I could use my full contracted setup. Like I could make like I just set up with no fear and then pressed it, and I was like, dang, bro,
You
we could have went up.
So you basically, I get what you're saying. So basically, because of the cramping, you were basically Larson pressing it. But then when you came into the third, you activated your full technique. And bench is one of those lifts. I noticed this a lot with my own benching, where let's say I'm benching, I don't know why it's always 440, right? 200 kg. If I just lay down and just like press it, it's gonna feel fucking heavy and everything's gonna hurt and I hate life. But if I lay down, I get set up and I fucking squeeze the bar as hard as I can and I'm flexing my glutes and I'm bracing my core and I'm pinching my shoulder blades together and I'm activating my lower back and making sure I'm looking at you go crazy right now. And I'm looking at like and I'm just really trying to focus on keeping everything tight and locked in. I will literally move that weight and be like, oh shit, I got another 10 kilos. You know what I mean? So bench is literally one of those lifts. I mean, when you think about it, you know, bench is the only lift where you start from like 0, you get a handout from another person, so you hand the weight out, and then, now you're almost like a squat, right? Like with a squat, you have to breathe in, brace, and unrack it, and it's all you. Like you're controlling it, you're doing all the work. With the bench, you're getting the handout to where you're gonna start, so it's almost like someone squatting off a monolift. Um, but you have to like manually exert the force, like the lower body, the core, all of those things. You have to sort of think to activate those things. Otherwise, you're going to get two different lifts. You're going to have a upper body pressing movement, almost like a bodybuilder, and then you're going to have the powerlifting movement where you're using your hips, using your feet, you're using every aspect of your body to move the weight. You should like thinking of bench as a full body movement, in my opinion, is like a much more helpful way of like actually increasing the amount that you can lift as opposed to thinking it as like just hitting the pecs. So, um, you don't do this, but like for example, if I'm benching and I'm like pretty lax and I'm like you'll see my hips move, right? My hips will literally jump. Um, that's us using. That's where the power is coming from, right? It's coming from our hips. So I was very happy that you got that. Coming into deadlifts, I mean, I was just texting Chris. I was like, he's on, like he's good, like just whatever you guys want to do, just talk to Jeremy and like he's got it, man. Like you guys, you were very, very strong today. Peak was perfect. Cut was great. Shout out to fam. Look at you. You're like, I got this. Were you nervous coming into deadlift or were you like were the nerves starting to get to you because now is the time where we have to like actually execute. Like I mean you've been executing, but this is it. Like this is where the money's made.
Yeah, dude, going into deadlift, I was like, dude, this is the perfect last lift because I just don't have to think about anything, and good thing and money will
Yeah.
happen.
Yes, yes, yes. Jeremy, how did you feel after watching him do that opener?
Yeah, I thought it was a very smooth opener. Very little wrong with it. Honestly, like it moved as we would want an opener to move. And because of that, we just took the planned second.
Yeah, I mean, I think 12 again for his size is a good jump, good solid jump. Could have done 15. No problem, but I'm glad. I'm kind of glad you guys did this because you split the jumps evenly, and thankfully, like these attempts, like I could just cheat ahead and go look at the 250. That will give him the best chance, um, to like hit the 250, right? If you go 15-15, it might be a little bit of a shock. Maybe not too much, but I think 12 and 12 when you split it like that, it really helps. It really just helps save your energy for the big one. Um, Now, Ken, did you have any grip issues? Anything that was like bothering you at this point, or were you pretty much? I remember telling Chris, the only thing that you might have to remotely worry about with Ken is grip. It's not like he drops it, but maybe possibly, if I had to think of a weakness, it would probably be that before anything else.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, if we're talking specifically about this point, yeah, we were just chilling. It was autopilot.
Did you know? Was he the last puller, Jeremy? Do you remember?
Ken.
Yeah, was he the last
Um,
deadlift or no?
yeah, against the guy he was going against, he pulled second. But it was a big fight with like 67s in it. So if you're talking about like, the fight as a
Oh
whole,
no
then
no no! I just meant like if Ken's the bigger deadlifter, then he knows he wins after this, which is gonna just it's gonna just like it's a different mindset. Really quickly, Ken, why? I know why, but I want to ask you why for the audience. Why did you um why did you move the bar?
I wanted that little bit of strategic advantage. I mean, if like
I know exactly
any
what you're talking about. Yeah.
yeah, because like everyone is just deadlifting in the same spot. The spotters and loaders would put it in the same spot. So I was like, okay, like if there is a chance for a divot in here, like I'm not trying to do a like a deficit deadlift. Like
Yeah.
I want to cut the ROM as much as possible.
Oh, that top hand is like you held it. You did fine, but it's when we get into the 600s, what was the one red for? Uh,
They just don't want to see me win.
they still want to see him win, man. Where's it? This hand, this top hand, right there. I don't know if you see my mouse. You held it, but it
Oh
was.
yeah,
I
I
was
felt it, dude.
I was like freaking out a little bit. I was like, oh shit,
Yeah, I was freaking out a lot, dude.
Yeah,
Like as soon as I got it up, I was like, "Oh my god, dude! I have no idea what this is, but this shit is heavy, bro." And
yeah,
then I was like, "Please give me the down command. Like I feel it going. Like please give
yeah.
it now, dude.
Do
Like
you,
if she had waited like one more second, dude, it would have been gone."
I'm trying to think. What is this weight in training?
Th- this weight it's a little bit lighter by like 2.5.
yeah, it's important to note on the live stream they listed it as 250, but it was actually 252. So it was all-time
Really?
PR for Ken. Yeah,
So
yeah.
this is
We
wrong.
had to change it down to last minute. Yeah,
So this is okay. So this weight is 252.5.
yeah.
Interesting. I did not see that. What did wait? Is that a green and something else?
It's impossible to tell with these
Yeah.
film sites.
How did it feel deadlifting on this equipment? Was it fine, same as back home, or like different? I mean, it looks different. This is Alico, right?
Yeah, it's illegal. For me, it felt like pretty much exactly the same. I didn't really put much thought. I was just like, yeah, I'm gonna pick this up. So
Hold on, let me look at this. This bar is not really bending. It's probably like a little bit more bend here. Just like a little bit more. I'm not really sure, but hey man, you got it. Secured the dub. How did it feel to put that weight down and see that you got the lift?
Oh, dude, because I didn't know anything. Like, I know everyone was talking to me in the back, but like
Mhm.
my hero stuff was just going too loud, so like I couldn't
Woo!
I couldn't hear anything. I was just like when I walked out there, I had no idea what was on there. I was like, okay, all I see are 4 plates, or I don't know. It's all chrome. Everything's too shiny. So I was like, bro,
Honestly, that was a clean ass backflip. Look at Jeremy in the back. Look at Jeremy in the back.
Dude, I was so proud and
He's
happy.
going crazy. He's going crazy. Look at it. You gotta watch it again. He's about to do his, dude. That honestly though, that was a clean ass backflip. That was literally the cleanest backflip. I gotta watch it again. Yo,
oh
how,
yeah,
how
dude, both my calves cramped. Like as soon as my feet left the floor, both of them cramped. I was like,
how do
dude,
you still
I
have
could die.
how do you still have the mobility to do splits like that? Do you
Oh,
practice? Do you
so
stretch at all, or do you just like fuck? I hope I don't tear my shit.
yeah, that second one.
But that's so good, man.
No, the trade secret, bro. It's actually the jazz split. So it's like it looks like a split, but I'm not actually doing the splits.
It's so good. Real quick, so for everybody, where did okay? Tell us like the dancing background. Where does that come from?
So the before I got into lifting, my first passion was breakdancing. So like that's all I did. And then the flips came because like after breakdancing I went like more towards a parkour route, and then eventually I ended up in the gym.
That's so cool, and I'm so happy that you kept that with you throughout all the years. I literally remember. I think at 2018 nationals, you were doing stuff too. Um, I mean, shit, man. This was such a rewarding thing for me to see. Just working with you for so long and understanding that you are a fellow man of culture. Jeremy as well. That's why I knew Jeremy would be a good fit. I'm like, all right, we got the anime boys together. We're gonna be good to go. I don't have to worry about nothing. Like literally, we're gonna be locked in. Um,
Yeah, I didn't even know we won. Like the like everything in this video I pulled, I was like, oh great, I got my third pull. That is awesome. 9 for 9. So like I didn't even know we won. I was like, okay, now I gotta see what JC does, not realizing that he went before me. So I had no idea that we won.
Yeah.
so I think about like you and Dev held it down for the team, bringing home gold medals. I could have just brought like, imagine if I just had like, if I had Russ and Jesus, that would have just been like, literally with you guys, it would have been, 4 golds right there. And I think you only allowed 5. So it was just so cool to see like, despite my full powered Infinity Gauntlet not being at nationals, you were still able to like bring home a gold medal, and so was Dev. So it was really, it just showed like the resilience of the squad, and I was just really happy, honestly. Even Jeremy, I know you couldn't be there too long, but the work that you did, seeing Chris and Haley and everybody hold it down, especially like when I couldn't be there. Um, and Jeremy, when I was in Japan, or Ken, when I was in Japan, I told you, what was going on with me and stuff, and how like I felt I felt bad because you had been with me for so long and we had been working for so long, and when it kind of looked like, all right, like I think it's there, like I think we can do this, um finally I'm not going to be there, you know what I mean? So it was just like, what the fuck, but I'm really happy that I was able to see it. I was looking forward to Thursday like all week, and Jeremy, I'm really proud of you for being able to take care of him in this high pressure situation. There have been times when I have thrown the flex coaches into the fire, be like, hey man, no pressure, all right? Just it's like everything's on this. And there have been times when I could feel like maybe I should ease them into it. But I feel like where I want to go with this team and the things that I want us to do, I think you're gonna like rise to the occasion, and you're gonna like be there for Ken, and make it so he could just be the lifter and you call the numbers. Or you're gonna like make a mistake and it's gonna sting, and it'll be a learning experience. Um, but Chris was there as well, and I know that we had already talked about all this stuff before, and you're getting a good amount of experience now. So I'm very happy with that, and those are the types of situations that I want to continue. to put you guys in. When I brought Grant, Will, it was a Grant, Will, Tina, I think that was it, to Sheffield. Um, that's a lot of pressure, but that's only gonna make you better. Now, Jeremy, when you handle whoever, like it's gonna be like, if it's not this level, it's gonna be way easier, and you're just gonna be so much more confident, going into that situation to handle, whatever situation. So I'm really proud of you guys, honestly. Ken, man, it was a long time coming, and I'm just really thankful that we were able to get it done. And I know that right now you got to take some time to like work on your studies, but we will be here waiting for you, and we are excited for the future. And I as somebody who has traveled the world doing this and been to like the pinnacles of like what you could do in powerlifting, once I've experienced those things, I like the most urgent thing to me was I need to be able to get more people here to experience this. Imagine like I've been to like I'm trying to think of a reference here. I've been to an island of paradise and peace. And I've returned home and I've said, "Guys, I want to bring you there." And it's going to be a tough battle. We're going to have to travel, to get there, but I will get you there. And it is just, I want everybody to experience that. When I hear people say, "Man, the crowd in prime time, it was so good. It was so much good energy," I'm like, "Dog, you could have 30 times the audience watching you. It exists. There are bigger heights. There are new heights to experience and explore, and we're gonna continue to build these like amazing memories that you're gonna remember forever." Um, but yeah, I know that was a very long-winded thing. Um, uh, I guess we'll start with Ken and then Jeremy. Is there anything, Ken, that you want to say before we call it?
Yeah, dude, just remember to have fun. Like that's why we do it. I mean, it definitely helped me like that day to just like not stress out, and then it just made it a lot more memorable for me and I guess other people too.
You were definitely having fun. And I think that
They,
definitely helps like channel the pressure into something productive. What do you think, Jeremy? You got
yeah.
anything you want to leave the
Oh,
people with?
they also didn't see me shadow
Um,
boxing in the back.
Shadowboxing?
yeah, nothing much. I mean, Ken was awesome to handle. He super easy to work with, just executes so well. Makes my job easier, like as the handler, like he's on top of everything. Um, but yeah, I mean, yeah, it was a great experience. First time for me handling prime time, but I've handled through plenty of head-to-head battles, so
Mm-hmm.
it was just another day in the office.
And that's that. Anytime you're able to gain that kind of experience, it just increases your value in that regard. And I hope your lifters that watch will see like, man, Jeremy was handling like in a close battle in prime time, no problem. Like I know he could handle me easy. But anyway, thank you guys so much. If you made it this far, go ahead, Ken.
Oh yeah, so I don't know why, but when I was standing in line for weigh-ins, like something came over me and telling me like, oh, dude, I should just spit, just cause like just in case. And then when I went in, I was like, you know what? I think I'm gonna weigh in without my underwear this time. And honestly, I feel like those were like the greatest choices I could have made because we only won by 0.05 kilogram body weight.
Like the smallest possible amount.
Yeah, because like I told Steven when I was weighing in the morning, and he was like, "Oh, okay, like you're good. You don't need to spit." But like I just decided to anyways, like just right before, and like I think that went a long way.
I mean, sometimes that's all it takes, and you never know. Now, I don't think you did it to a detriment, obviously. Um, and it's weird. Like sometimes you're in situations and you just have a feeling. You just have a feeling that you need to do something, and you do it, and it pays off. So, um, all right, alrighty, guys. Thank you so much for being here. Appreciate it.
Yeah, see. Ya.